taking a walk. I was taking a walk with my friend Messi in the John Hines National Wildlife Refuge. Now, if you've ever eaten Heinz tomato ketchup, you might think, oh, I bet some family got really rich selling that tomato ketchup, and you'd be right. And John Hines was one of those people. So he ended up being a senator and he married somebody even richer than him. And then there's a national wildlife refuge named after him. And on the boardwalk out over the water, there are usually, at least in the spring and summer and fall times, there are turtles out there swimming and crawling on the logs and sitting in the sun. Oh. On those days when I feel like, what would a hanger do? I just think of that turtle in the water or on the log. And on the walk, I had this question. What happens to the turtles in the winter when this water gets a layer of ice over top of it? That layer of ice that would be so much fun if I still owned ice skates to strap them on and go out on the ice and just give one push. I don't ever think of turtles ice skating, but like you could give one push on a smooth, clear lake and you could just be a turtle in the sun, hoping that the ice doesn't melt. But so the question is, so turtles in the summer come up to the top to breathe and then they go down again. And what happens in the winter when they're trapped under the ice? And we've seen those stories about whales that get trapped and they have holes that they need to get around, and seals and polar bears on ice. It's just like, what do the turtles do? Somebody should make a pop song. What do the turtles do? No, some of my friends think that their technology and all of that artificial intelligence out there gathering information about us listens to conversations. And every week I listen. Well, it's not true that I listen. I have 3 podcasts. The best one is Quirks and Quarks, which comes out of Canada. And I think it's the best one because, Americans in the United States, like we're just so far down this, everything has to have a material capital commercial tie-in, even when it's just a weekly science show. The science in the US based shows is all about the stuff that like has an actual, except for the James Webb telescope, like amazing awe and wonder that's happening these days. But the Canadian one, like it was only 3 days after that walk across the boardwalk and this question, what do the turtles do in the winter? And this Canadian show, Quirks and Quarks, had a whole 15 minutes about research on turtles in the winter under the ice. And some of them go down in the mud. Well, do I want to tell you the answer to this question, or do I just want to let you live in the mystery and the wonder of the season and darkness and light and knowing and not knowing? And well, some of them go down into the mud and just stay there all winter, barely moving at all. And some of them swim around just a little bit and they breathe through their skin. They breathe through their skin, just like frogs can sometimes breathe through their skin. And I even see, because I listen to all these science things, there was like a half a year ago, there was that thing about whether like dirt, it's just too complicated. But if I said they were doing research on pigs to see if they could absorb oxygen into their bloodstream from the rectum because it's a research area for humans. Like if you're doing surgery on the lungs, maybe we would do air transfer through the rectum and into the, because there's some that's like that's really weird. And but we're just like turtles. We can absorb oxygen through some of our skin, not all of our outside skin, some of our inside skin. Sometimes I think you didn't really want to Google that question or know that answer, but that's what happens to turtles in the winter, according to that podcast.